Welcome back. As promised, this is the last video I'm going to do wearing this hat and jersey combination, so don't you worry. For the power rankings, of course, I have to wear the jersey of the team that moves up the most this week. That's usually the way that goes. All right, so let's go ahead and get the review done. I can do the power rankings. People can get mad at me about something else. All right, so we'll start things off talking about Colorado and Florida and the fact that we had 3 shutouts tonight. So it's Georgiev versus Bobrovsky in this one. Avs press at 1.5 minutes. They needed a win here. They've lost a few games. I think this is their 4th in a row. It's looking kind of dark for Colorado right now. Power play for the Avs. Makar's denied. The rebound's held. That power play's killed off. Johansson's robbed afterwards. Bobrovsky holds on. The shots are 4-0 Colorado at 5.5 minutes. So Bobrovsky's tending the net well until Florida wakes up. Panthers press at 8 minutes. Tkachuk with a near miss. The rebound's cleared. We get a power play for Florida, and they score on it. It's Verhaeghe from Barkov and Tkachuk at 10:18. He buries that one in close. Panthers press for another. The Avs then press with 7 minutes left. Makar gets denied from the slot. The Panthers draw a power play. They score on this one, too. It's Reinhart, who's got a lot of power play goals this year. Tkachuk and Barkov with the assists at 16:56. He buries that one from the slot. I always find it interesting when people are like, well, yeah, but he gets all his goals on the power play. Nobody cares. They're goals. McKinnon nearly answers. Then there's a post for Lomberg. The Panthers press, and they come out of that first period with it 2-0. Second period, good early back and forth. The Avs press 2.5 minutes in, but shots are 6-2 for Florida at 5.5 minutes. Montour has a rush chance that saved. Things get pushed on a hole by Bobrovsky. Panthers press at the half. Barkov to Reinhart gets picked off. Colton fires one wide as the Avs press. The Panthers are blocking. Pretty good defense by them in that period. Tkachuk then has a wrapper on the misses, and then Luostarinen buries one in close. It's a rebound. Kulikov and Rodriguez with the assists at 17:52. So that makes it 3-0 Florida after 2. Third period, Reinhart with a wraparound, near miss there. Good forechecking by Florida. Lomberg fires one high from the slot. Shots are 2-1 Florida at 4.5 minutes. Ekblad fires one high as the Panthers press. McKinnon face plants on a fall and he exited. It didn't look great. It's just basically he falls down and he didn't have time to get his hands out, so he landed on his chin. I'm sure that hurt. But at any rate, Florida would score again. Barkov scores from Verhaeghe after they won a face-off at 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Things get pushy on a hold by Bobrovsky, but yeah, once it was 4-0, there really wasn't any doubt in this one. That's win number 850 for Paul Maurice. For Florida, they go to 33-15-4 with the win. With the loss, Colorado 32-17-4 overall. Shots on net, 15-11 Colorado in the first, 24-10 Florida in the second, and then 10-8 Colorado in the third. Final shots, 43-35 for the Panthers. Power plays, Colorado 0 for 1. Florida scored on both of their power plays. Hits, 27-20 for Florida. Georgiev saves 39 out of 43, and Bobrovsky 35 saves for the first of what was to be 3 shutouts on this night. All right, moving along. New Jersey and the Hartford Whalers. Yep, they wore the Whalers jersey, and all I could think was, I've only got 2 goal magnets for the Whalers that are small enough to be used as goal magnets. So, I mean, it'd be great if they don't score more than 2. And I felt weird thinking it, but they must have thought about it and said, yeah, we can score less than 2. We'll allow less than 2. Vanacek versus Kochetkov in this one. Orlov has a net drive. He turns that over. We get a power play for the Devils. Heischer's denied and close. That power play's killed off. Jack Hughes has a chance that's held. We then get a power play for Carolina. Shea has a one-timer that's held. That power play's killed off as well. The shots are 5-4 for Carolina at 8 minutes. Delay a game call gives the Devils a power play. That's killed off. Lazar has a rush chance that's defended. Pretty quiet finish to this period, and it's scoreless after 1. Second period, Bratt has a chance that's blocker to side. The Devils draw a power play. Toffoli has a sharp angle shot that saved. He was going for a bank there. That power play's killed off. The Canes press. The Devils block. They clear. Bastian has a net feed that's held. The shots are 7-5 for the Devils with 9.5 minutes left. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Bratt has a slot shot that's blocked. Slavin's denied on a 2-on-1 rush. It stays scoreless after 2. Third period. Good early back and forth. The Canes have a 3-on-2 that's defended. Neither team with sustained pressure early in that period. Jack Hughes has a rush chance that's held. Burns fires one high. The Devils clear. The Canes press 5 minutes in. Kotkaniemi gets denied. The Devils clear. Slavin has a rush chance to miss as high. The shots on net are 5-2 New Jersey 7 minutes in. Chatfield has a blast that's held. Martinook is denied on a breakaway. That was just a really good opportunity, and Vanacek was solid there. We get a power play for the Canes. That's killed off with 8:33 left. The Devils get a power play, and the Canes kill that one off as well. There's a kick save on a chance for Jack Drury. Svechnikov fires one wide as the Canes press. It's 0-0, and we're going to overtime. So I put the Tony the Tiger magnet up there because somebody was getting a shutout. So the Canes controlled early. The Devils steal, they set up. The Canes steal it back. There's a little bit of heroics by Kochetkov to keep it scoreless. And then at 3:40, Aho scores from Natchez and Slavin. Buries a rebound. That ends this game at 1-0 in overtime for the Whalers. They go to 30-16-5 with the win. New Jersey 25-21-4 with the overtime loss. Shots on net, 10 apiece in the first, 13-11 Devils in the second, 9 apiece in the third. Both teams had 2 shots in the overtime. The Whalers with the one that matters. Final shots 34-32 for New Jersey. Power plays. New Jersey goes 0 for 4. The Whalers go 0 for 2. The hits 28-26 for the Whalers. Vanacek saves 31 out of 32, and Kochetkov of the Kane Whalers 34 saves for the shutout. So Kochetkov was pretty darn good tonight. A lot of talk about these teams needing goaltenders. So of course, both of them shut the other team out through the first 60 minutes of the game, because of course they did. I had to check what a noise was there. It's just the rabbits eating cardboard. Yes, rabbits can eat cardboard. They can eat paper. You give them wood chews and sticks. It's good for their teeth. Their teeth are always growing. All right, Tampa Bay and Columbus. Vasilevsky versus Merzlikins in this one. And Columbus tried something different, and you know, it's good to try something different, but maybe don't get behind it all. Maybe just try to play really good in all 3 periods. Now they seem to be a good third period team, but not great in the other 2. So Point has a chance that's held. The shots on net are 3-1 for the Jackets just 2 minutes in. So Columbus gets off to a decent start. Points denied. The rebound's cleared. Tampa Bay presses 8 minutes in. Werenski has a rush chance, that's saved. Power play for Tampa Bay. It's a 4-minute power play, and during the second 2 minutes of that 4-minute power play, Tampa Bay scores. It's Nick Paul from Hagel and Radish at 15:40. The Bolts have some momentum. They're up 1-0 after 1. Second period. 48 seconds in on a breakaway, Cirelli makes it 2-0. Hagel with the assist. We get a power play for Columbus. That's killed off. The shots are 9-4 at the half in favor of the Blue Jackets. Goudreau fires one high on a rush. Hedman fires one wide as the Bolts press. There was a post for Kucherov. It was almost 3-0 there. Near miss for Jake Bean as the Jackets press. We then had a post for Goodbranson. Tampa Bay presses with 4.5 minutes left. Goudreau with a near miss as Columbus gets some pressure the next shift. Jackets press some more, but they needed a goal. We then had a fight between Radish and Severson. The Bolts come out of that with a power play with 10 seconds left, so that rolls over into the third period, and Tampa Bay scores 21 seconds in on that power play. It was Stamkos with a one-timer on a good cycle. I was impressed with how quickly they set it up and buried it. The assists on that one, Hedman and Kucherov, so now it's 3-0 for Tampa. Bolts start working to kill the clock at this point. They're just, one and done and just fire it out, and it's a prevent defense, and it can really backfire. So there's a power play for Columbus. Pretty aggressive penalty kill by the Bolts. They do end up killing that off. Shots are 5 apiece at 6.5 minutes. There's a near miss for Hagel in close. Things get punchy in a hole by Vasilevsky, so that makes it a 4-on-4. Columbus then presses, and at 12:21, Jenner tips one in. Goudreau and Werenski with the assist. Suddenly Columbus is on the board. They're down 3-1. Jackets look for another. They end up drawing a power play. They score on that as well. At 15:49, it's Jenner. A tic-tac-toe play. Goudreau and Marchenko with the assist. So Johnny Goudreau with 2 assists today. And that makes it 3-2. They pull the goaltender looking to tie it, but at 19:12, Hagel gets the empty netter to go with his 2 assists in the first period. Kucherov and Cirelli with the assists. So Tampa Bay wins this one 4-2. They go to 28-20-5 on the season. Columbus 16-25-10 on the year. Shots on net 13-9 Tampa Bay in the first, 14-11 Columbus in the second, 13-12 Tampa in the third. Final shots 37-35 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Power plays Tampa 2 for 3, Columbus 1 for 3. The hits 14-8 for Columbus. Vasilevsky saves 33 out of 35. Merzlikins saves 33 out of 36. So, entertaining game in the end, but again, Columbus just got themselves too far behind. They need to stop doing that. And for Tampa, they really needed that win tonight. All right, last one on this board is Toronto and Ottawa. I've already talked about this in a news video. We'll get to it. So it's Jones versus Korpisalo. Gregor fires one wide on a rush. The Leafs press are kept to the outside, and then Matthews gets his 42nd of the season. He gets that from Marner and Nyes at 3:45. The Sens press to respond. Fighting the crowd in this, too. A lot of Leaf fans, because it's Ottawa, so of course, any Canadian city, you're going to get a lot of Leaf fans. Domi has a net feed that's picked off. The shots are 3-1 Toronto at 7 minutes. The Leafs score, offside challenge. Yep, that goal comes off the board. The Sens press at the half. Chabot's denied on a rush. And then Giroux ties it. He scores from Matthew Joseph at 17:53, and then the Sens press for the lead. So they got better as the period went along. It's a 1-1 tie after one. Second period, 2 minutes and 4 seconds in on what was the first shot of the period for the Ottawa Senators. They score. It's Tarasenko from Pinto and Chychrun. The shots are 2-1 for the Leafs at 5 minutes. And then at 9:43, Nyes deflects one 5-hole. I think Ottawa considered challenging maybe for a high stick, but Nyes' stick wasn't high, and the other high stick didn't actually touch the puck. Marner and Matthews with the assists on that one. So suddenly Toronto's in a 2-2 tie. Sens press to respond, and at 11:13, Pinto buries one beyond a screen. He scores that one from Kelly and Zub. The Ottawa Senators have their lead back. Things get pushed in a hole by Jones, and then at 15:13, Josh Norris makes it a 4-2 game with a goal. So Toronto's now behind by 2. And that one, the Leafs then press to respond after that one goes in. 1:52 left, though. The Sens get a power play, so that rolls over into the third period. The Leafs finish the kill. It was only 8 seconds left. Gregor's denied in close, and then Domi buries one in close at 5 minutes and 11 seconds. Riley and Robertson with the assists. So it's a 4-3 game, and here come the Leafs. Norris is denied on the doorstep. The Leafs press at 8 minutes. With 6:11 left, the Sens get a power play. So that's killed off. This is where you could see the Leafs' frustration ramping up as the game went along. Sens press after. The Leafs get a bit pinned down. Matthews is then denied in close. The goalie pull happens with 1:28 left, and at 19:54, Greg slaps it into the empty net. Pinto with the assist. Now, if people are of the mind that you shouldn't take a slap shot into an empty net, okay. But it's not against the rules, so it happens. And then Morgan Riley just mugged him after, so we're likely to see a suspension. I mentioned that in the news video earlier. We'll see how long the suspension is, but I would think it'll be a suspension. At any rate, the more important thing from this is Ottawa beats Toronto. They go to 21-25-2. Toronto can't afford to keep losing games like this. They're 26-16-8. And I think there's a real debate now. Could Toronto fall out of the playoff picture, or at least out of that top 8? Could they fall? I think they can. Shots on net, 10-8 Ottawa in the first, 12-10 Toronto in the second, 14-12 Toronto in the third. They do outshoot Ottawa 34-32. Power plays, Toronto didn't have any. Ottawa went 0 for 3. The hits, 23-19 for Ottawa. Jones saved 27 out of 31. Korpisalo saved 31 out of 34. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll find out tomorrow in all likelihood. That being said, I need to change sports. All right, so now we jump into Seattle and Philadelphia. It was Decord versus Peterson. People know I'm a Peterson fan, right? So early press by the Flyers. The shots are 3-1 in their favor, 2.5 minutes in. Lawton's denied on a breakaway. There's a power play for Philly. And I wrote sucks with a question mark. I'm going to be doing that with every Philly game from now on. Because in this case, it didn't suck. Lawton scores. York and Frost with the assists at 4:36. So I put, nope, roof to one-timer. So there you go. They get a goal in the power play. We then get a power play for Seattle. That's killed off. The Flyers' power play is awful. Their penalty kill's fantastic. I don't understand. Put the penalty killers on the power play. Flyers press, the Kraken block. Couturier to tip it, near miss there. The Kraken tie it. Is it offside? Well, they challenged for offside, and the answer was no. It was so close. That was so ridiculously close. So Tatar scores that one from Dunn and Larson at 17:09, which means the Kraken have a power play as a result. Well, what did I just say about Philly? Pretty good shorthanded. So Paling puts one short side from the right circle. Hathaway and Sealer with the assist at 18:14. That's a shorthanded marker. And then the Flyers finish the kill. So they come out with a 2-1 lead. Anyways, we're going to the second period. Power play for Philly. Does it suck? Well, Lawton has a blast that's saved, and yeah, that one's killed off. Shots are 4-0 Philly at 6.5 minutes. We get a power play for Seattle. That's killed off. Yamamoto can't bury one in close. The Kraken press with 5.5 minutes left. Drysdale to Paling, near miss there. Flyers press with 4 minutes left. Ristolainen has a shot that's blocked. The Kraken clear. Kraken press are kept to the outside. Frost is denied on a rush chance, and the Flyers press to close it out. So it's still 2-1 after 2. Third period, 35 seconds in. McCann. He scores from Wenberg and Dunn, and it looks like, hey, maybe Seattle's going to have some big comeback and big victory. No, this Flyers team's got it together. They needed that all-star break. Beniers has a net feed picked off. The Kraken press at 5 minutes. Farabee's denied on a 2-on-1 rush, and then at 5.5 minutes, Couturier scores On the ensuing faceoff, Sanheim and Konechny with the assist. So nice to see Couturier on the board. That makes it 3-2 Philly. Delay a game call. That gives the Flyers a power play. Does it suck? Yep. Sanheim then fires one high on a rush. The Flyers go back to the power play. Does it suck? Yep. It's killed off. So Philly does hang on. They win this one 3-2. Good on them. They go to 28-19-6 with the win. Seattle 21-20-10 with the loss. Shots on net favored Philly the whole way. 13-10 in the first, 11-7 in the second, 14-2 in the third period. Final shots 38-19 for Philly. They're not messing around. Seattle 0 for 3 on the power play. Philadelphia 1 for 4. The hits 22-19 for Seattle. Decord 35 saves on 38 shots. Cal Peterson 17 saves on 19 shots. And so there you go. Next up, Pittsburgh and Winnipeg. So, of course, Pittsburgh won this matchup 3-0 at home. Scoring is down. Scoring is definitely down around the NHL. So, Jarry versus Hellebuck in this one. Good start for the Jets. White has a turnover chance. That's held. The Jets press at 4.5 minutes. The shots are 4-2 for Winnipeg, 6 minutes in. The Penguins press. They're kept to the outside. And then on a 2-on-1 rush, Scheifele scores to make it 1-0 Winnipeg. Ehlers with the assist at 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Jets then press for another. White has a chance to save. The Jets clear. And then at 15:38, it's Niederreiter bearing a rebound while Jarry's protesting. Schmidt and Stanley with the assists. They did not challenge that goal. So Jarry's protests weren't even acknowledged by his coach. You end up with a 2-0 lead for Winnipeg after one. Second period, Penguins draw a power play. That's killed off. Perfetti's then denied from the slot. Penguins go back to the power play. Carlson has a blast that's held. That's killed off. I think teams in Pennsylvania struggle on power plays. Just throwing that out there. Things get pushed in a hold by Hellebuck, and then Brian Rust makes it a 2-1 game. He scores from Carlson and Graves at 14:08. Penguins press for the tie with 3 minutes left. Scheifele has a net feed that's blocked. It's 2-1 Winnipeg after 2 periods. Third period, 2.5 minutes in, the shots are 5-1 in favor of the Penguins. Just all over them, and this is where Hellebuck's earning his paycheck. Appleton has a rush chance that's defended. Good forechecking by the Jets. Winnipeg presses 7 minutes into the period. Niederreiter has a tip shot that's saved. Jets with some momentum, but they really needed a goal. Ehlers gets denied on a 3-on-1 rush as Jarry was fantastic. Monahan has a rush that's blocked out by the Penguins defenders. We get a power play for the Penguins. There's a shorthanded fast break for Monahan. He hits the post. 5:01 left. The Jets get a power play. That's killed off, but it takes 2 minutes off the clock. Jets press after. Perfetti has a shot that's held. The Penguins press during their 6-on-5 in the final minute, but the Jets end up holding on. They win this one 2-1. They go to 31-14-5. Very much a needed victory for the Winnipeg Jets. Pittsburgh 23-19-7 with the loss. Shots on net 13-8 Winnipeg in the first, 16-7 Pittsburgh in the second, 12-11 Pittsburgh in the third. Final shots 36-31 for the Penguins. Power plays, Pittsburgh 0 for 3, Winnipeg 0 for 1. The hits 25-17 for Winnipeg. Jarry saved 29 out of 31. Hellebuck 35 saves on 36 shots. Again, earning his paycheck tonight. All right, that being said, Arizona and Nashville. So this one was kind of a little bit bonkers. A lot of power plays in this game, and it's at a time where power plays seem to be dropping as well. It is correlation there between the power plays being a little bit down and the scoring being down as well. Although power plays right now are running at about 1% lower than they were last year. I think it's just the Edmonton difference. So it's Ingram versus Saros. The shots are 3-0 for the Coyotes at 4 minutes. Sissons has a net drive that's blocked. There's a press by Nashville at 5 minutes. We get a post for Krause. The posts were busy tonight in this one. More pressure by Nashville, but they need some shots. The Coyotes press at 9 minutes. Evangelista has a blast that's held. There's some pushing there. Michelli has a net feed that's picked off, and then O'Reilly opens the scoring. He gets a goal from Forsberg and Nyquist at 12:28. But Arizona scores quickly after. Dermott scores from Zucker at 13 minutes and 10 seconds. He buries a rebound there for his second goal of the season. Forsberg's denied as Nashville presses. We get a power play for Arizona. That's killed off. 2:39 left. The Preds get a power play. Things get punchy, pushy on an Ingram hold. That power play ends up being killed off. It's 1-1 after one. Second period. There's a post for Kesselring as they are pressuring early. Then there's pressure by Nashville at 3 minutes. They end up getting themselves a power play. That's killed off. Preds go back to the power play. It becomes a 4-on-4, and then it ended up being a 4-on-3. During the 4-on-3 power play, Nashville scores. It's Yossi from Barry and O'Reilly at 11:39. The rest of that's killed off, but with 2:28 left, the Coyotes get a power play, and they score on theirs. It's Gunther from Keller and Zucker at 18:33. He roofed it. The light never did come on. I think the Nashville goal guy going, if I don't put the light on it, it didn't happen. Things get pushy on an Ingram almost hold. So basically, the referee lost sight of the puck. Ingram did not have it. The whistle went. So, yeah, there was some pushing going on because that puck was loose. The ref is then told that he sucks after that, which is good because referees need to be reminded. So I wonder if to go to sleep at night, if referees have like white noise and instead of it being the ocean, maybe it's just a ref you suck chant and they go to sleep to that because they hear it so much. Third period, near miss for Trennan on a rush, and then Valimaki puts one through a screen and it goes in off Luke Shen as well. Valimaki from Gunther and Hayden at 1:45. The Preds look to respond. The Coyotes draw a power play and they score on it. It's Schmaltz from Zucker and Keller at 4:07. He buries that from the slot. It's 4-2 for Arizona. It looks like they're going to win their third game of the season against Nashville, but not so fast. Power play for Nashville, and they score on it. It is Novak, a one-timer on a good cycle. McDonough and Evangelista with the assists at 6 minutes. The shots are 9-5 Nashville at 8 minutes. And at 9:59, right near that midway mark, Forsberg ties it. He taps the puck over the line. O'Reilly and Yossi with the assists. So it's 4-4. I stopped taking notes. I was like, this is going to overtime. And it did. Preds controlled early. There was a post for Yossi. And then the next chance they get goes in the net. At 1:36, McDonough scores from Novak and Nyquist. Your final score is 5-4. It's an overtime win for Nashville, a game they needed. They go to 27-23-2 with the win. For Arizona, 23-23-4 with the loss. Shots on net, 12-10 Arizona in the first, 12-9 Arizona in the second, 18-7 Nashville in the third. Both teams had one shot in the overtime. Nashville's being the one that counts. Final shots, 38-32 for Nashville. Power plays, 2 for 4 for Arizona, 2 for 6 for Nashville. Hits, 24-23 for the Preds. Ingram, 33 saves on 38 shots. Saros saved 28 out of 32. So, entertaining game, kind of wide open, and completely different from most of the games that went on tonight. Most of them low-scoring affairs. This one and the Battle of Ontario being the ones that actually had, goals and just a lot of wide open action. Again, it feels like there's sort of somebody, I don't know if people are copying Carolina or what it is, but maybe it's the fact we have some uncertainty with the goaltenders that's leading to more and more teams saying, let's just cut down shots against until the goaltending thing straightens itself out, and then everybody starts doing it. All right, last game of the night, Edmonton and LA. So for the Oilers, not a fantastic week for them, obviously, right? They lose 2 out of 3 this week. It's Skinner versus Riddick. Good early back and forth. Kane has a shot that's held. There's some pushing there. Turcotte couldn't bury one in close. Draisaitl's denied. The Oilers press. There's a power play for the Kings. That's killed off. The shots are 4 apiece at 9 minutes. The Kings press at 9.5. And Skinner was sharp. I know the stats at the end of the night don't show it, but I thought Skinner was sharp. If not for him, this could have been a lot more lopsided. So we get a power play for the Oilers. The dislike showing on most whistles. Mikey Anderson, shorthanded, hits a post. They do kill that off. I wish Anderson had got that one. The Oilers press with 5 minutes left. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Skinner heroics are the reason this game's scoreless at this stage. The Oilers press with 1.5 minutes left. But yeah, it's 0-0 after 1. Second period. Power play for the Kings. Doughty's denied. Skinner holds on. And then Dubois scores from Spence and Moore at 2:38. That's right. It's a game-winning goal for P.L. Dubois. And then at 3:27 on a rush, Lewis scores from Byfield as Quentin Byfield's picked up his game again. So all of a sudden we go from a scoreless tie where it's pretty evenly played to, LA's up 2-0. Oilers press to respond. The Kings then get some pressure 6 minutes in. Kopitar with a net feed. That's picked off. Perry's denied. Riddick holds on there. Kempe has a sharp angle shot that's saved. Too many Kings on the ice. The Oilers with a power play. Kane's denied. That power play's killed off. The Oilers press with 4.5 minutes left. With 3:22 left, the Oilers get a power play. That's killed off as well. And then too many Kings again with 54 seconds left. This is the new coach effect, I would think, where he's changed up the lines. He's changed things up. And so you end up with this kind of confusion on line changes. So twice tonight, the Kings were caught with too many men. I would look for that to stop as they get used to Jim Hiller behind the bench. So we go to the third period with the score 2-0 LA. Kings finish the kill. Laferriere has a net feed picked off, and then Kane had a net feed that was picked off as well. Both teams are playing pretty well defensively early. Grunstrom has a wraparound that's saved, and then Byfield goes posting in from in close. Gavrikov with the assist at 7:06. Byfield with a goal to go with his assist. The Oilers look to respond. There's a press by the Oilers with 9 minutes left. And honestly, they were all around the net in that second half of the period. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. The goalie gets pulled early by the Oilers because they're down by 3. They need a few, right? That allows Byfield to hit the empty net at 17-18. Kopitar and Kempe with the assists. And that's your final, 4-0. And I had this Tony the Tiger Magnet on there with 3 minutes left. I knew the Kings weren't allowing a goal tonight. They go to 24-15-10 on the season with the win. Much needed victory for LA. For the Oilers, 30-17-1. Again, they've now lost 2 out of 3. Shots on net, 10-5 LA in the first. Edmonton outshot them 11-8, both in the second and in the third. Final shots, 27-26 for the Oilers. Power plays, the Oilers 0 for 4, which is not very Oilers-like. The Kings 1 for 2. The hits, 26-20 for LA. Skinner saves 22 out of 25. Riddick saves all 27. I like Riddick. I'm glad that he's back in the NHL and getting his chance, and I hope he keeps playing well. That being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you've forgotten to this point. It's forgiven, but fix that. Thank you guys again for all your support. I will talk to you guys soon enough.